Okay.
Oh.
And action.
We're ready.
We're ready.
Today we're playing with,
Oh.
Stabilo Woodys. Now these, oddly enough, are intended as a kid's thing, but they are, you weirdo, they are a nice art medium for everyone. And they're really interesting. They are water soluble. You can use them wet, you can use them dry. You're gonna see us use them, Elizabeth using it wet on a gel plate and me using it on the gel plate, but in an entirely different way, but also wet. Interestingly, they provide nicer marks on the gel plate when you either wet the tip or the gel plate itself is wet. And that's what we're gonna play with today.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We have two totally different effects and
show them what you have. I'll take the Woodies, you show them your samples.
Yeah, and I think we kind of figured it out by accident, just by playing.
Yeah.
Which is always my favorite thing. So this one I made with let it dry on the plate and pulled with paint afterward. And then these I just made with the water on the plate and the Woodies drawing directly into that. And then we got all kinds of different versions of watery prints. So those will be great for collage paper for water.
Yeah, more water, more wicking. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. And the cool thing is that these, Elizabeth printed directly from the plate. Sorry, you can't see that. These are printed directly from the plate. She's got wet on there and Woodies on there, and then she uses the rice paper, which is very absorbent, and it picks it up and you get that real watercolor-like effect.
Yeah.
What Elizabeth played with yesterday and what I mimicked today is a technique where you leave a ghost print on the plate. This happens to be Patterns for Layering. This is her Summer Blossoms stencil. And this is what she did yesterday. And you can see that the background is one color.
I have longer arms. Let me help you.
That would be awesome.
There we go.
You.
See, you have to have the long arms.
You have a wingspan that I don't.
Definitely.
So she did that yesterday, and then I came in today, and we basically did the same thing. But this is, I think, is important to point out that different days, different people, somewhat different results. So you can see how crisp hers is, and you can see that mine is completely different. Now the shape is the same and the colors are virtually the same, but they are different because it was two different people doing the technique. And you should keep that in mind. Your mileage may vary. What we get, what we do, yours might not look exactly like it, and that's not a bad thing. This is about techniques, and the results might be a little bit different.
Also, I think that's true of fine art or art, you know, not computer generated. You can never do the same thing exactly identically twice. You really can't, not when you're doing it by hand. I mean, I find that with gel printing, I can make a print that I love and try to reproduce it in the very next print with the same elements, and it comes out different.
Yeah, so there's a certain amount of serendipity that goes into this.
So because of that, I'm going to be taking this one home with me.
Yes, you are. But at the very end, when you see me do my part where I'm coloring this in and I'm going to color that in and then I'm going to pull a print from it, I'm going to pick it up, I say, ooh, there's a lot of Woodies left on here. So it's interesting. The orange-red color on the background pretty much picked up in its entirety, but there were Woodies left. This is my favorite out of all of them. This is what was left on the plate, and after we stopped filming, I went ahead with some off-white and I picked it up, and I love it. I think that this is really cool. It's very loose, it's very water-like, it's very serendipitous, and these are so my colors. They are so my colors. Yeah. So you'll see that her pickup print basically removed all the red acrylic ghost print, and what was left was mostly just Woodies, and then she pulled that print with the off-white paint and got just the Woody effect. So it was a 2-for-1, and that was totally unexpected. Yeah, that was very serendipitous. And as I said, this one, I'm not letting her take home. This one's coming home with me. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I really like it, so it's coming home with me.
You think?
Well, I'm going to put it away when you leave so you can't take it. So, you want to go do it?
Yeah, let's go show them how to do it.
Let's go do it.
So today I am going to demonstrate how you can achieve some wet and watery effects with Stabilo Woodys pencils. So I'm working on my favorite pad of 9x12 sketch rice paper because it absorbs the water in a way that wicks and bleeds out and really captures the watery effect. And I am using 5 colors of Stabilo Woodys, 2 of which are from the standard set and 3 are from the pastel set. So the samples that I have that I did while we were messing around with this, you can see how the water and the wicking of the rice paper really creates this beautiful indirect printing method with the woodies, and it gives you an effect that you can't get if you put them directly onto the paper. So this one is with our same color palette that I'm going to be using in the demo. This one, I let the woody with the water dry on the gel plate, and then I pulled a print with this background color, the teal. So it was basically a ghost print, and then I did a pickup print once the mark making from the Stabilo Woodys was dry. And on this one, this is kind of fun. This one I used more lavenders than aquas and blues, and it's another version of directly printed from the gel plate. So what I'm going to do is I've got my gel plate and I've got a water spritzer, and I'm just going to lightly mist the whole surface of the plate. And this is going to help give us the water effect, but it's also going to soften the tip of the pencil so that it writes right on the gel plate. Without the water, the pencil does not really transfer to the plate. So here I'm just going across right into the water, and I'm just switching up my colors and trying to create this watery effect. And you can see how the color is beading and bleeding on the plate. And I'm just using watery colors, which you could certainly do this with warm colors. You could have all kinds of different effects that you might want to do with this. I'm going to put some green in here.
Love that green.
The green really just looks great with that blue, doesn't it?
It does.
So and you'll be amazed if you try to draw with the woodies on the gel plate without water, how much they don't really transfer. But look at how they bleed and blend with that water. Isn't that beautiful?
It really is. Well, and you know, it's not until you experiment that you realize the ways that you can utilize a product in maybe a way the manufacturer didn't have in mind.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I don't even know what led us to this. We were trying to see if we could use the Stabilo Woodys on the gel plate, and they weren't really drawing on it. You know, the surface was just kind of grabbing at them, and then we decided to try the water, and here we are.
And you know what I think that stemmed from? I think that stemmed from when we were coloring the foam stamps with the woodies and we dipped the tip in water. I think that's
right.
where that came from.
That's right. And initially we were going to dip the tips of the pencils in the water, just spritz the water on the craft mat and then draw with them. And then I thought, what if I just wet the plate all together? So
and it's magic.
I've learned probably every technique that I have, or most of them, through experimenting. Failure, success, evolution. So yeah, that's a good example of just trying new things. So here we go. We're going to take the smooth side of the rice paper and put that down into the water. And you can see it's soaking through the paper, and it's going to wick out because of the absorbency of the rice paper. And here we have a beautiful,
look how pretty that is,
watery print, probably because I let it sit much longer before I pulled it. That's very cool. And because I was talking before I pulled it, it has a totally different effect than this one, which was created the same way.
Maybe this one, the second one, had a little bit more water too. I wonder if that's possible.
Yeah, and I think it's meandered the longer that I... So since that only took 4 minutes, Barb, let's try it again with the... and move quicker and see if that changes the effect. Or it's quite possible that the amount of water on the plate, you know, more water, less water. There's a lot of variables. So again, you have to experiment and play, and the different effects that you get, you might like something totally different. So yeah, I think it may have to do with the amount of water. I probably put way more water on here than I did last time.
You don't play, you don't learn.
Exactly. And you got to be willing to make mistakes. Okay, so without waiting, we'll put this right in. Oh, I think that's the key.
I think you're right.
Ooh, look at that. That's even different than the other one.
Yeah.
And it will also look different when it dries. A lot of this in here is water and moisture, and when it dries and it just leaves the color. But so look at that. We got 3 totally different versions of this nice wet, watery effect with Stabilo Woodys directly onto the gel plate, printing in an indirect manner. Indirect something.
Elizabeth has shown you some very freeform work using the Woodys on a plate. I'm going to go still freeform, but a little bit different. So we took her Patterns for Layering stencil that's named Summer Blossoms and created this background print on the gel plate, and that's kind of the orange color or orangey red color that you see. And then a lot of this has been filled in already with Woodys, and I'm going to show you just a little bit about that, and then we're going to let all of this dry, and I'll show you how to create a pickup print so that you end up with something that looks like this. So again, very watercolor-like effects where the Woodys are. But the nice thing about this is because I'm on the back of the plate, if you pull this over like this, you can see that even though I might have colored outside the lines, one of the things that's really cool is that it really doesn't matter because the paint is in the way and what you're putting is on top of the paint, so it's really not going to show. You need a little bit of water for this. And what I'm left to do here is mostly green. So I'm just going to wet the tip of the Woody so I activate that pigment, and then I'm going to come in and start to color in. Now you'll notice that this is beating up. It doesn't make any difference. Again, we're trying for fun here. We're not trying for perfection. And as I have said in the past, I'm really good at being imperfect. So you just come along and you fill these in. And again, you'll notice I'm not being fussy how I do this because the paint that's already there is going to block that out. So once these are done, and you can see that most of this is, I'm going to finish the last couple of these. This all has to be perfectly dry, just like any other pickup print that you're going to do. What you're trying to pick up has to be dry. So let me finish that. We'll grab the hairdryer and we'll dry this off, and then I'll come back and I'll show you about picking up this print. After some thoughtful application of heat from a hairdryer, not a lot, mostly just a lot of hot air moving around, I'm ready to pull the pickup print. So here is the inspiration that Elizabeth created. I'm going to try using a Baron just for the heck of it because we have one with us. I have one color, an opaque color of Amsterdam acrylic. It's Naples something light. Naples something light. I can't really see it.
Yellow.
Thank you. And a 6-inch sprayer. So I'm going to put a very light coat of paint on here. That's part of the key when you're talking about a pickup print. And I'm going to print it on the Yasutomo sketch paper. This is the rice paper, the 9x12 pad, and I have a piece already out. And the key, well, that piece just got wet, so we're going to pull out a different one. The key when you use this pad of paper is to be certain that you print on the smooth side. So I have that piece ready to go. A little bit of paint, and we're going to brayer it out. You know what I need? I can use this to brayer my stuff off with. All right. One of the rules of thumb that I try to think about when I'm doing a pickup print is that I need to be able to see what I'm trying to pick up through the layer of paint. If I can't see it, then that suggests to me that I have too much paint. So I'm just going to brayer a little bit of that off, and I want this to be a nice thin layer. And then I'm going to come in and lay this down. And the whole key to this is you have to let the paint, that white layer that I just put on, that has to dry enough so that it attaches to the whatever is already on the plate. In this case, it's some paint from that first piece that Elizabeth put on with the Summer Blossoms. You need to let it attach to that and the Woody and to the paper itself.
The ghost print
Yes.
of the Summer Blossoms.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad you filled that
That
in.
was the starting place, was the ghost print of the Summer Blossom stencil.
See, this is why I keep her around, because she has a clue about what's going on. All right, I'm just going to look at one corner and see where we are. And that might not be quite ready yet, so I'm just going to come back and spend a moment and put some pressure on here. And that's the other thing. I think pressure is important when you want to pick up a print like this. You kind of have to make it believe that you're going to pick it up. If you just kind of leave it there, it's not going to all attach. All right, let's see how this looks. All right, that's most of it.
Ooh, that's looking good.
Yeah. And some of it's left, and I bet that there's enough left there that I could come back and pick up what's left on the plate, because there is a fairly significant application of those woodies. So I'm going to get 2 for 1 here. I'm not going to show you the second one, but I could certainly do that, and you get this whole 2 for 1 thing.
Look at that. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's
It's
really
like
pretty.
fireworks.
Yes, it really does. I mean, it looks very different than yours for whatever reason, but that's okay. If I really wanted to, yeah, it does look very different from yours. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I like it better. It's like more watercolor effect.
And it's just 2 different hands that did the job. That's really the only difference. What I could do, or what you could do if you wanted, would be to take a Pitt pen or one of the fine tip Poscas and outline these, and then you get a very definite separation between the petal and the background. But when you work with these woodies, there's multiple ways that you can use them on a gel plate. Oh, look, the circle. That means we're filming.
Yeah, that means it's on.
There you go. This thing is on.
Is this thing on?
Yeah.
Deet, 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 deet.
So, woodies on a gel plate. I mean, not necessarily the first combination that might jump to your mind and say, let's play with that today.
Yeah.
But it turned out really well. It's an easy technique to do, and sometimes you get some really fun serendipitous results.
Absolutely, and the fact that they're water soluble the way they are, I think that was the jumping off point for us, was that we could mix them with water, and then why not? You can put anything on the gel plate, really.
Really?
We could print with peanut butter.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
That sounds good. Peanut butter and the palette knife. That'll be our next
I
video.
can be shoveling it in my pie hole with the palette knife.
Printing with crackers.
There you go. Cracker crumbs.
There we go.
There we go.
Well, that'll be our cooking video channel. We'll get you the URL for that next time.
We'll see you
All right
soon.
then. Bye.
Bye.